Given everything we've talked about up to this point, you should have a good conceptual idea of user experience design, its backbone and foundation, how UXers go about solving problems, and what they do to allow users to interact with the information included in their solutions. Now it's time to start to get real. It's important we know everything we've learned up until this point, but what does that look like in the professional world? What can you expect when you officially become a UX designer? UXers can work in all different types of companies. To simplify this, I've broken the types down into 4 distinct options. Call it what you will, whether creative, digital, or advertising, I call it an agency. This type of company is characterized by its client service business model. While working at an agency, UXers find themselves working outside of the client company, for a third-party company that is hired to provide a specific solution. Working for an agency means you have to be ready to work on many different types of clients in any industry. But more importantly, working with an agency will mean really firing up your presentation and public speaking skills because you'll be presenting work to clients constantly. Also, working for an agency can be great for diversity of work. However, it may mean you are not only doing work, but constantly looking to sell more work to clients. For many, it's a hustle that means more than just UX. Next, we have in-house. This type of company is one that has their own UX team within the company's organizational structure. A lot of times, this is similar to being in an agency in that you have to serve all of the UX needs of the company with one small group. The advantages of being in-house are that you are not necessarily having to sell new work to your clients. You also can see your work through to completion, which may not happen in an agency structure. Next, we have startups. I'm labeling startups as a different type of company because for UX, it is different. Even though working in a startup is technically working in-house, oftentimes for UXers, this means you are a UX team of one. Startups can be a great place to experiment with new UX methods and other creative ideas, but for newbies to the UX scene, don't plan on getting guidance and mentorship. Next, we have yourself. You can work for yourself as a consultant or freelancer. After many years in the UX field, this is the path that I have taken, and after having worked in all the other different company types as well. Working for yourself as a UXer means you have to have a very strong ability to do UX, because most of your real work will be in running your business. However, it means that you can pick your work, pick your methods, and pick your schedule, all very huge pluses. We now know the types of places that UXers work, so let's talk about who we work with. UX is such a broad field that the type of partners you work with are literally endless. However, here are the most common. Business stakeholders, better known as the client. These are the people whose ideas you are building and who are paying for you to help them. Developers. These are the people actually building the solutions. Visual designers. These are the people who are ensuring the branding, aesthetic, and layout all match up to what the solution is supposed to be. QA people. In larger companies, the technology team will have a separate team of testers or quality assurance folks that make sure the code works. Copywriters. Those that write the words to reflect your solution and the company's branding. Account managers. In agencies, you will most likely be working with someone whose job it is to maintain a positive working relationship with the client. Project managers. The people who make sure the project is on time, on budget, and meets business goals. This list is just an initial list of folks. Keep in mind that the way that companies get work done is by putting together project teams of which you, as a UXer, will be a part of. That means on any given project, you may encounter one to many of these types of people. The key for UXers is not to be snobby and stuck up about what you think the solution is, but to work with all of those around you to get their input and thoughts as well. Your main role as the UXer on any project team is to be a go-between for the business, product, technology, and design partners. You are the translator. You are the hub of the wheel. This is what makes being a UX person challenging because you have to communicate between all of these parts to ensure the solution is one that users need, that fulfills business needs, and that the technology team can build. Thus, you will be processing stakeholder requests into a solution, then translating that solution and the user and business meaning behind it into a form that users can interact with. Then, you take that form and communicate it to the design and development teams, why it is the way it is. You'll get feedback from them about what's possible or not, and the cycle continues. Being a successful UXer means keeping everyone else in mind at all times.